In chapter 2685, the story continues to focus on the interactions between the characters as they navigate the joys and challenges of childhood and parenting. The chapter revolves around Sony's desire to take a day off from kindergarten to spend more time with his friend Titus, who is visiting from out of town. Serenity, acting as a responsible guardian, initially hesitates to grant his request, emphasizing the importance of regular attendance at the kindergarten. She wants to ensure that Sony understands that this is a one time exception and not something he can habitually request. Titus, who has taken a leave from his training, assures Serenity that he will visit only during school vacations in the future to avoid such conflicts. Eager to solidify the plan, Sony asks Serenity to call his mother Liberty to get permission. Serenity reluctantly agrees, calling Liberty and handing the phone to Sony so he can make his case directly. Liberty, echoing Serenity's sentiments, agrees to the request with the same condition that it should not become a regular occurrence. Sony, thrilled by the approval, celebrates by jumping up and down with Titus, their excitement culminating in a playful martial arts competition. As the boys begin their mock fight, Titus confidently declares that Sony will lose, reminding everyone of their previous encounters where Sony consistently came up short. Despite this, Sony is determined to prove his progress, having practiced diligently since their last meeting. The competition between the two friends highlights their different training backgrounds. Titus, trained rigorously by a master, and Sony, who attends a regular martial arts school, mainly for fitness and self defense. While the children are absorbed in their game, the adults engage in their own conversation. Serenity greets Ben, inquiring about his wife, Jane, who is absent because she is caring for their young children. Ben explains that Jane is likely still catching up on sleep due to the demands of their two little ones, who tend to reverse their sleep patterns, keeping their parents awake at odd hours. The conversation shifts back to the boys as they continue their martial arts match. Zachary and Serenity observe the clear disparity in skill between Sony and Titus, with Sony struggling to keep up. Despite his efforts, Sony loses to Titus within three moves, a result that visibly frustrates him. Ben advises Titus to be more considerate and let Sony win occasionally, but Titus, adhering to his principles of fairness, argues that since he is now the guest, Sony should show him the same courtesy he was expected to show Sony when visiting his home. Serenity intervenes, encouraging Sony to accept defeat gracefully and focus on the enjoyment of the activity rather than the outcome. She emphasizes the value of having fun and learning from experiences rather than fixating on winning or losing. This advice resonates with Sony, who is soon consoled by Titus's gesture of sharing candies he had secretly saved, reaffirming their friendship. Titus's act of sharing his treasured candy symbolizes the genuine bond between the boys, showing that despite the competitive nature of their play, their friendship remains strong and affectionate. Sony's acceptance of the candy and his declaration that he is not angry further underscore the resilience and adaptability of children, highlighting their capacity to navigate emotions and maintain relationships.